your chum-chums together for Abigail, this young leader coming all the way from Ghana, the director of Global, she's a Global Goodwill Ambassador. Smriti Singhal. Smriti, are you with us? Madhya Bano. Welcoming Madhya, the founder of Welcome Newcomers, working with the international students and engaging with international students. It's a pleasure. Do we have Kunal Mandal with us? There we are, representing the diversity yet again. Kunal is the co-founder and chief knowledge architect of Gyan Space. He calls himself a game evangelist by profession, creative experimenter by nature, and collaborative changemaker at heart. How lovely. Are you also a poet? Potential career. Do we have Santa Marai already in the house? She will be joining us in a few minutes. Ah, you are there. Welcoming Beta Monks. For any technology requirements, please find this lovely lady from Chennai running multiple companies of technology, of fashion. You've seen Beta Monks here, there, everywhere. So please find her, talented powerhouse. We're going to flip the diversity on its head, and I'm going to invite Kunal to give us his views. Come on over, Kunal. We always save the men for last, but we open the house with you.
All right. Thank you so much. And, well, it's great to be here. And thank you for putting me in a panel with such beautiful ladies. For a change, my mother would be very happy. And, yeah, so I'm not going to talk about, what I do for a living and, sort of rest of the things you can check on the profile, on the website, it's there. What I'm going to talk about today is the topic that was given to me was youth and how they can change the world for better. So I'm going to start with something to scare you. So historians actually found this particular word, a term for fear of younger generation. They call it the FAB phobia, the fear of youth. And they basically say that every generation has its own reservations about the younger generation. They basically think that the younger generation would, mess it up, they'll get it wrong, etc., etc. But when we talk about the younger generation, we must understand who are these young people. 4 out of 10 people, that's about 42% of the global population today, are under 30. If you look at the whole world population, they're aging. But if you look at South Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa, we're getting younger. Just to give you a context, by 2020, the average age of an Indian is going to be 29 in comparison to 37 in China and 48 in Japan. We are going to be the youngest country by 2020. And that's the real truth. That's our young people. But, so this generation, which is also called sometimes millennials or Generation Young, born between typically 1980 and 2000, they're typically portrayed as, the lazy ones, But that's actually not true. They have been through a time, they've grown up in a time of technological and economic disruption. Technology has not only shaped the way they live and work, but also created a whole new set of beliefs, fears, and aspirations around it. The values that they get from technologies in turn affects their approach to solve the global challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. Now, but the question remains, can the young people change the world? Yes, they can. Because they have the tools to act. In a digitally connected world, social media platforms enable young people to promote causes. Also, it holds institutions accountable directly. Also, they make doing good part of their lifestyle. I mean, that almost affects kind of careers they choose, kind of products they buy, also how they spend their free time. Today's youth are definitely not lazy. They're an action-oriented community working on wide-ranging projects, from responding to disasters, combating poverty, to fighting climate change and building inclusive communities. They are diverse in their expertise, education, income, and race, but they're united by their desire to bring about change. And when you are empowered with grassroots knowledge, you can stand shoulder to shoulder with business and political leaders and advise them to do the right thing. And that is why the time has come to give young people a chance at the decision-making level. We are not the generation of tomorrow, we are the generation of today. People who understood this very well are actually the Apollo 11 mission project. So they put together a team where the average age was 28. And do you know what the result was? They put a man on the moon. So today I request you to give young people a chance at the decision-making level so that we can work with other generations and take another shot at the moon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being the voice of the millennials. You're brave, you're bold, and you're today. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Santamarai? Welcome. Pleasure to welcome my lovely soul sister. You want the handheld?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay, so good evening, everyone. And it's my privilege and honor to be here. In fact, among these young leaders, I happen to interact with a couple of them and also read their profile. They are the real warriors. In fact, they are really creating history. They're working very tirelessly towards building better platforms. In fact, I heard about Kunal. So before I get into them, I come from a very normal background. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Right now I run a fashion label called Arag. I run a software company called Beta Monks. I design clothes and I also design technology solutions. Okay, so but this journey was not easy. Maybe one factor which drives me is my love for challenges. So from my childhood, when somebody said it is not possible, trust me, that's when it was possible for me. So that's how it started. When somebody said, no, you cannot communicate apart from your regional language, I said, why not? And that's when maybe I topped my, maybe English or other languages. I had been a topper, I had been an athlete, and I did a lot of graduations, build my knowledge on whatever is around the globe. I love traveling. Okay, so when somebody said, no, I was a banker, I don't know, maybe you can see my profile. I was a banker, I was working with American Express and HDFC Bank. And when I wanted to start off my concern, fashion was like, I was a very creative person, so I wanted to start off with fashion. And somebody said bespoke was not possible. Maybe you'll have to start off with a boutique and sell your products. But I said, why not? Why not I make custom-made clothing? Because every body type is different, everybody is unique. So that's how Arag started, and thanks to the people who challenged me. And we are running like almost 7th year. This is 7th year right now, and I've almost designed for some 7 movies as of now. One movie has got some 8 awards, international awards, and yeah, it's still counting. And talking about Beta Monks, yes, right now we are doing the digital platform for a couple of clients. We don't have a ready software, but we try to understand what is your requirement. Maybe that is what I'll say is my plus point. We try to see where we can fit in, where is that you're lacking, because technology is something very important for everybody. In fact, I mentor a lot of youth. I go to a lot of colleges and try to bring out entrepreneurship in them, because from the college they get into the outside world, joining corporates, and whatever the ideas they have, it gets lost in between. So that is where I can catch them from the first year, from their graduation beginning. So we try to see what ideas they have. We have an entrepreneurship pitch, what I do with them as part of Young Indians Initiative, and try to see where I can help them with respect to technology or with respect to business plan, how we can bring that idea out and how we can make it more marketable and presentable to the society. So I do a bit, and today talking about these young leaders, Abigail, or as a mother, I understand, like, when I travel or when my son travels, I know the fear factor is always there. Is he safe? I know every sister here in this room will agree to me. So I was so amazed by the initiative what she had, where she's creating a community of where anybody who's going to travel to India from different countries, she's creating a community and interacting with them and making them feel safe. And Kunal, for this matter, the curiosity factor is there in every child. Okay, that gets lost when we grow up. The maturity comes up and we lose the curiosity factor. But the way he's doing it and the mission of bringing out the curiosity as a skill, that's amazing. So one thing I would like to say before I conclude is, whichever sector you are, please try to see how you can use technology and put forth your ideas, because that is how the world will know you. I'm so amazed seeing Instagram, the way it is taking up every youngster. Facebook is gone, it's for the older people right now. It's more of Insta and now. So I wish everybody great success. Please follow the technology, make use of it, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Santamarai, for being a mentor, a great sister. And I know that it's not easy to be a serial entrepreneur. And I know this because I know myself. Good things happen to those who hustle. Hustler, from one hustler to another. I'd like to also invite another panelist, Beena Gupta. Beena, if you're with us, please join us as your role of a mentor amongst these young leaders. Welcoming Beena ji. Thank you. And to share her views next, I invite and I take you to Ghana, inviting Abigail Apong. Please chum chum for Abigail.
Hello everyone, so nice to be here. So before I say anything, I just want everybody to turn around and just say to your partner, young girls and women are powerful.
Powerful.
Young girls and women are powerful.
Young girls and women are powerful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so at the age of 12, leaving my village to Accra just to find good education, because back in the village, the community don't accept women to really further their education. So unfortunately, my mother and other 3 sisters are all illiterate because they didn't get a chance to educate themselves. So I came over to Accra, the city of Ghana, where I schooled at St. Mary's High School. And it was a really tough time, but with God, I was able to go through. And then after high school, I was really wondering where to go to before I met Zawadi Education Fund, who helped me to really get a scholarship at Ashesi University as a MasterCard scholar. And through my journey and all these things, I really get inspired to really also go back home and also inspire other young women and girls. So I work with young African women in leadership as their secretary and also the youngest member of the team, where I help them organize events just to empower women and girls. And yeah, I would love to use this platform to thank Miss Sinella, the CEO of Women Empowered Global. I reached out to her and I was like, woman, I really want to do something to empower women in Africa. And then she said, okay, yes, we can create African Women Leadership Forum. I'll help you get some global speakers to speak to those women. And we've been doing this for 1 year and it's been amazing. So the first session, we had 200 African women registering for the events. And also, I am the president for the ACM Africa. Yeah, so ACM is Association Computing Machinery. Yeah, so I really found it online, and it's about women in tech. So I really reached out to the president, and I was like, we really need this in Africa so that at least we can network with those also in the US and all that, because when women come together, yeah, powerful things happened. Yeah, and I also work under Tiamendo, an agricultural firm where they help farmers to get their products and all that. So my role is to empower women and young girls in the northern part of Ghana to also go and then help the rural farmers, the old women, and also empower them to in their farming. Yeah. And I'm also the co-founder of Universal Care for Africa, where we help the underprivileged in the communities with good health care through education and then donation of basic medical tools. Yeah. And lastly, I'm very passionate about humanitarian work, so I took the opportunity to engage in this platform, Global Goodwill Ambassadors. So at first, I was the one creating their images for them and all that. And through that, I got promoted to be a director. And finally, I was a co-chair for Ghana. Yeah. And along this journey, I believe in the power of youth to transform the world. And I want to use this platform to encourage everybody and every youth around the world to always look at the prize ahead. They shouldn't let their age maybe discourage them to do anything, but they should look at the prize ahead. Yeah, thank you.
Powerful 20-year-old Ghanaian voice. Ladies and gentlemen, Abigail coming from Ghana. What a source of inspiration. This is Africa. Woo! Inviting Madhya Bano, another inspiring leader from India, working in the space of international students, helping them cope with contemporary challenges.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I want to thank Almighty and my parents for making me who I am today, for making me so able that I stand before you all, an amazing audience, to address you. I have founded an organization called Welcome Newcomers, with the principle that every human being in need of help should receive help. It aims to engage, thank you. It aims to engage international community, especially international students in my country, through discussions over contemporary global issues concerning socio-economic and political subjects and challenges faced by people such as hunger, poverty, climate change, migration, human rights violation, inequalities in income, health, opportunities, education, etc., faced by people in here and in their respective countries. So we engage with newcomers to make them feel comfortable in a foreign country and educate local people on the benefits of intercultural integration. I have named it so for a special reason: welcome newcomers. Using terms such as refugees or immigrants invokes a negative feeling among people, making the former feel inferior or unwanted. That is why replacing all these terms with newcomers. The logo of my organization, designed by me, represents the ideas that I want to communicate. Keeping together our planet, Earth, is the orange-colored refugee ribbon, which is a tribute to all the people who lost their lives in the Mediterranean in search of better future. The color of the life jackets washed ashore is often orange. At present, we have members from countries like Afghanistan, Vietnam, Cambodia, Nepal, Syria, Palestine, and few more. As more and more people joined, we decided to set up country-wise forums. For instance, India-Afghanistan forum, like we had 5 people from Afghanistan in the beginning, so we decided to set up a forum naming one person as the ambassador for their country so that he can reach out to their community and assess their needs or difficulties in this country. I look forward to establish welcome newcomers in more and more countries so that it encompasses as much of the geographical area and touches the lives of millions. I believe that I believe that my project is very powerful and that it can virtually address the concerns of each person on the planet once it reaches all parts of the world. And that is my dream, which keeps me going. The initiative also tries to help short-term travelers in the country on various aspects through collaboration with embassies. For instance, if a foreigner loses their passport in this country, we provide documentation assistance and guidance on further steps to exiting the country legally and comfortably. In the next 5 years, I aim to establish it in 20 countries by building up an extensive network of youth who are as passionate to work towards better and inclusive future. Thank you. Members of Welcome Newcomers would be the first responders to any concern that a person faces in a foreign country. They know where to go if they have any problem. Because the core team of Welcome Newcomers in any country would be locals. And local people have information, and information is a resource. I believe in inclusive well-being and prosperity, empowering the deserving and uplifting the underprivileged. My objective is to work with intergovernmental organizations and address the grievances of the masses to promote peace, security, and shared prosperity. The award, all the recognition, my work so far, and the efforts is good, but not good enough. Because a lot more has to be done in this field. It's just the beginning of my story and the story of Welcome Newcomers. My goal in life is to earn more knowledge, more wisdom, more respect, more strength, so that I can serve more. I take this oath today before you all, that whatever I may become in my life, how far I may go, I will always live by my words of serving humanity. I will be someone that each one of you today here, and probably more, would be proud of. Thank you so much for the recognition. Have a great day.
And we know this is only the beginning, because you have inside of you the fire it takes. Like Harbeen was saying, a raging bonfire to set this world on fire with positivity and love and passion. Thank you. I invite our last speaker on this panel, Beena Gupta ji. She's a lawyer at the Supreme Court, New Delhi. Matter of honor to have her amongst the millennials representing the voice of the other side.
Thank you. Very proud of being part of this amazing organization and such wonderful ladies here. So inspiring, so inspired by her newcomers, you know. I mean, it's so new. I'm in, you know, in one of the oldest professions, being a lawyer. So nothing very innovative. But to share my journey, it's been tough. I've been practicing for almost 40 years now. And at that time, when I started out, there were not many lady lawyers. And the response, of course, was, you know, the gender bias has creeped in everywhere, but it was very high so far as our profession is concerned. Only very recently, we had judges, lady judges on the Supreme Court and High Courts. But previously, it was a very man-man profession and very man-man world. And even the clients would be only looking for male lawyers and very suspicious about female lawyers. And if they were referred, they really wondered why it has been, you know, the reference is to a lady lawyer rather than a man. So it has been tough, but you have to stick it out. And the ladies that we have today, they're wonderful. There are so many of them. The profession is full of women now, and I'm sure it will be 50-50 very soon. The profession was tough, and I was almost like married to the profession, so never really married. And for my motherhood, I adopted a baby. Today he's 22 years old, so I'm very proud that I brought. And, you know, I'm hoping to make a good human being and a good citizen of this country. And I feel very honored to be part of this, and so wonderful to hear the experiences. People are doing so much new. I mean, things we could never think of some 30, 40 years back. It is amazing where all we have ventured. And I would only advise that please go on. We are certainly superior to men. I would not say equality, but economically, yes. That is where we have to reach. I mean, economically, we must get a better deal, same as men. But of course, being the mother of both man and women, there's no way that we can be inferior, and definitely superior. Another thing I would say is that just live your lives on your terms. If you are financially well off, settled, there is no way that anybody can dictate terms to you. Must live your life on own terms. Just unleash all the ideas that you have, all the love that you have into this world, and that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Beena ji. We couldn't have asked for better closing remarks for this wonderful panel. Thank you for your presence. Thank you to all of you. Gratitude from the bottom of our heart for all the work you guys are doing. So inspiring.
Sorry. I call upon Dr. Harbin Arora to present the awards to Abigail Apong, Young Leaders Creating a Better World for All. Madia Bano, Young Leaders Creating a Better World for All. Kunal Mandal, Young Leaders Creating a Better World for All. Beena Gupta, Young Leaders Creating a Better World for All. I beg your pardon, Exceptional Woman of Excellence.
invite Kuljit to accept the award on behalf of her daughter, Ria Uppal, a student researcher at the University of Massachusetts who couldn't be with us, but her mum, I think, is a substantial representation of that offspring. We congratulate you on behalf of Ria. Accepting the award for a young leader creating a better world for all at the Women Economic Forum. Kuljit.
Good evening, everyone. Ria is not here, but I'm standing like a very proud mother today, receiving this award for Young Leader Creating a Better World. When she joined ALL, she was all of 17, and she was a very proud member. She helped us a lot in technology. So she wanted to convey her thank you to Vinay and to Harbeen specifically, and of course apologize that she is not here. She's studying in Massachusetts. She's a MS student specializing in artificial intelligence, ready to take on Goldman Sachs in July. And all has brought in a different sense, it does in all of us, right? A different aura altogether. Today I stand also very proud because I shared with Harbeen earlier that from her very first earning at Goldman Sachs when she was doing her internship, the first thing she did was sponsor 5 young girls who were 13-year-olds in India for their education. And she has vowed to herself that she will keep increasing those numbers with every salary that comes her way. So I'm very proud today that I'm actually receiving this award on her behalf. This is probably the best thing I've ever received. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I invite the lovely panelists to come up in the front for a group photograph. Santa Maria, congratulate you. You've already been an awardee on this platform before.